Hello, YouTube. It's me, Hillary. I'm back. And I just wanted to say some stuff about, I don't know. I feel better lately. And I wanted to share some of my fun stuff that I've learned about myself and making myself feel better with you. Because I feel like the world is very complicated right now for a lot of people for very different reasons. Politically and socially and all that kind of stuff. And, lots of Americans are like, I'm going to come to Canada, live in Canada. Girl, it's not much better up here. You don't even understand what you're talking about. I mean, in some ways. Anyway, but see, we're getting too complicated already. This is about stressing less. Stress I was about to say stressing the fuck out. I was like, no, it's not about that. It's stressing less. And things that I've done because, about 6 months ago, I got laid off from a job that I loved, and it really like crushed my soul and like ways that I didn't even understand at the time. Like it really like whoop. I was like flatline. And like I don't know why. I don't know why. Like it was so crushing. I guess it was I decided to go that direction and then boop boop. But like, okay, I've done a lot of soul searching and loving, and I'm just in such a better place. And I have several things. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 things. The things that I want I you should do and you shouldn't do when you are trying to like chill. Okay, I get ready to get into it. First thing, make boards. Lots and lots of boards. So like vision boards, boards of stuff that are happy. I have made it took a really long time to get my vision board going. Honestly. But a vision board is something that you may or may not be ready to do. But like I felt very stuck in my life and I was like, how do I move forward? And so vision boarding is actually being very revealing. Like I like started to actually say like, oh, I do want to like audition for stuff like that. But I kind of had put that away and said adulted it away and said, oh, it'll never happen for me. It's not really in the cards, etc. But it's like, oh, but like your deep darkest dreams. It's like, what do you really like desire? You really want that extra chocolate fudge. It's like you got to put that on your vision board. So yeah, I recommend doing that. Um, and also something that really helped in the early days is I made a board of nice things that people said to me. I went on Facebook and I was like, guys, for my therapy and mental health, can you please just say some nice things? And they said it, and I wrote them all on this board. And I sometimes look at it if I need something. Oh, look, I have an infectious laugh, not COVID, just infectious. So, just saying, great scene partner. For 4 days, I couldn't stop talking about how what you said to me impacted me. I usually don't assault people with high impact. No, it's kidding. No, I mean, but like, oh, like I didn't even remember that even, and now it's kind of like, oh, I made an impact on somebody for days. So make boards, make it physical. My first things to not do, don't just keep going. Don't just keep going. I know that sounds very entitled to say because a lot of us have to keep going, keep going, keep going. That's very true. But if you're in a pattern, whatever pattern it is, and you need a break, let's say, the act of breaking or like breaking the pattern or finding a way not to like continue this thing that you're doing, honestly, take a break somehow. It gives you perspective on everything. You're able to like get distance from where you were and move on and just take a break also. Like honestly, my motivation to do things sometimes gets so low when I'm so busy that I take a break and I do nothing to the point where I get so bored that I got so much energy. Uh, I don't know, I think you have to remember, like, we're humans. We're not superhumans. In theater school, they told us we were supposed to be superhumans, and I was like, God, that's not possible. Anyway, the third thing I would recommend doing is get therapy if you can. I'm very fortunate that I was able to get an allotment of therapy, and it has I've had a bad relationship with that kind of stuff. I've done it twice before. One time was in theater school because of reasons, and that was interesting. But it was also like tainted because my teacher was involved in it, and then they started talking about me and said I was this and that, and I was like, they were trying to like figure me out, but like I don't think they actually ended up benefiting me. They more like benefited them. So I didn't really have a great perception. And I tried this other lady this one time when I was going through a hard time. And honestly, I started to realize she kind of reminded me of my bully. And then I was like, ooh, can't see her. So I kind of put that off the table. But I looked and looked and looked. Therapy is kind of like dating. You have to find someone who you click with, someone who you like see their picture and you're like, yeah, she can get it. For some reason, I also I think know yourself, know thyself. I'm more comfortable around women. Um, so yeah, that was important. I don't feel comfortable around like men, like gay, straight, any. I don't feel comfortable around you. I'm sorry. Unless for like friends, then we were kind of comfortable. But yeah, so like know thyself. But the therapy, oh my gosh, so it's opened things up that I didn't realize that I was holding in, and it's taken a long time to like get there. Of just talking and bullshitting and like rationalizing and all kinds of stuff, and it's been beneficial at the end of the day. So honestly, it's helpful. Therapy is talking, and one of the problems is that I find like don't here's another thing. Don't constantly talk to your friend or partner only because about your problems because that makes it cyclical. And then, you go to dinner and then you talked about this big problem that was happening or something, and then you go to dinner and then they bring it up and they're like, "Oh yeah, what about that big problem?" And you're like right back into it because for them it's a topic of conversation, but for you it's your trauma. So like be careful with that. This is why I think paying people to listen to our bullshit is actually kind of a good thing. I wish it was free. I mean, there are free things, I guess, but the next thing I would recommend to do is do tarot on your phone. I have honestly had great like with this thing called Trusted Tarot. It's really good. I don't know. I do like a Celtic cross and it like comes out eerily accurate all the time. It predicted that. Uh, like my weekly reading. Boop boop boop. Okay, the challenges is the tower. That's pretty bad. Okay, moving on. Maybe I'll deal with that later. Ignore your horoscopes. That's something I will say. Horoscopes. Like I think with tarot, I think when you're looking at the cards, they are bouncing off points to solve your problems, whether or not they actually have any real world significance. I think they stimulate your brain to think. But like just typifying people into Sagittarian beliefs, I think is kind of like bordering on like stuff. Like it's so limiting. I mean, I'm a Gemini, so like, there's a lot of people find me problematic. And you know, I mean, like, I'm not saying I'm not problematic, but I don't think it's because I'm a Gemini. But okay, next thing, look to the past to prove your future. So this is a big one. Look look at your past. Um Look at the monument of your life. Look where you came from. Don't forget who you are. You know, look around you. Look at the things that you've done. Look at the person you are. Look at who you want to be. Sure, but like, who are you? Don't forget these things and belittle them, you know? Being on Camp Wannakiki feels so stupid for me sometimes. You know, like, it's not like a big deal show like Drag Race or anything. Um, so sometimes it's weird. Like before I was on the show, it was like, oh, I want to get on, but now I was on the show, and so sometimes I feel like, oh, it's not a big deal, whatever. Um, I wouldn't say it's not a big deal. Like it was pretty cool. Like not everyone gets that opportunity and that kind of cool experience. Like don't belittle that. I think it does a service to more than just yourself. Don't belittle yourself. Um Here's another thing. Don't listen to yourself. Seriously, like a lot of the stuff that I say to myself is really negative and just like, you won't look good in that top. Oh, you look fat. Oh, yeah, this drag just isn't really doing it for me today. Oh, you're stupid. Oh my God, that joke was dumb. Oh my God, you could have got more laughs. You know, like, oh, why aren't you working harder? Oh, why did you get fired? Why are you such a loser? Oh my God, you spent the whole day relaxing. I mean, like, you spend the whole day relaxing. Isn't that a good thing? Anyway, don't fucking listen to yourself. It's not worth it. It's just, you have nothing good to say, honestly. Listen to the universe, though. Like, for example, I've been holding on to these fortune cookies for a while from the Mandarin, which is a Chinese buffet. And I was waiting for the right time to crack it open. And yeah, last night it just felt right. I think a couple nights ago, I was like, I needed like some sort of fortune. And it came out, it said, believe. Avez confiance en vous-même, les autres verront de même. I don't know what that means in French, but probably the same thing. Believe in yourself and so will others. Believe in yourself and so will others. It was like exactly what I needed to hear at that moment. Believe in yourself and so will others. Listen to the universe. Sometimes things happen. I went for an interview. I'm still unemployed. Well, I'm not unemployed. Well, I'm on unemployment. But like, you know, I'm kind of doing a little bit, but you know, I'm trying to find a job. I just went for an interview, and I thought it went really great, and then I got an email back and they're like, so sorry, you don't know some software. It's like a customer service job, and they're getting so specific. I tell you, the job market is impossible right now, but like they're like, you don't know this very specific software. And I'm like, if all of the CRM softwares are the same goddamn thing, like this very specific software is not going to help me. Like I'm fine. Like I know computers. I've done a lot of softwares. Just because I don't have that one specific one doesn't mean anything. Anyways, that's just a frustration. But as soon as I got that email, I woke up. It was I didn't want to open the email even because it's like Schrodinger's box. Schrodinger's box. Schrodinger's box. Oh, I can't remember what it's called right now. Anyway, in the box, the cat, until you open the box, there's a cat inside and it's dead or alive, but you don't know, right? Because you put the cat in the box, which is really cruel. So it's a Schrodinger's box situation, you know, opening the email. I didn't want to know. But when I found out and I opened it and I got rejected from this interview and this job, um, bing on my phone, somebody is like, "Hey, here's a gig." Um, like suddenly, you know, so it was like the universe just slowly telling me like, "Hey, performing actually is viable. Performing, maybe you should tell the real world jobs to screw themselves." You know what I mean? So like the circus is calling. The circus is calling. Listen to the universe, I guess. Finally reconnect with people. You know, the outdoors, grass, any type of grass. Yeah, it's easy to just kind of fall away from friends, family, nature, get caught up. Don't do it. As they say, go touch grass. I'm not a big nature person, so I'm not like someone who's going to be like, do it. But like, yeah, I don't know, like go on a walk and getting more in connection with your physical self or something. Get out of your head and into my car. Um, Talk to your mom if that means something to you, you know, like, or a friend, or I don't know, try to reconnect with people. It's healthy. Um, and the final thing is, I know it was something. I just thought of it. Uh, Subscribe to my channel for more content. That's it. Anyways, I'm happy, I'm healing, I'm doing a good job, and I'm so happy to share a little bit of advice that has been making my life come back together with you. So I hope you enjoyed some of my thoughts. If you have thoughts, comment below because yeah, or if you want me to elaborate on some of the things that I've been talking about, I would love to. I'm still going through this process of rediscovering what I'm doing, and um you know, I'm here. And I'm here for all of you. So until next time, my darling puddly poopy doopy peoples. Uh well, until next time. Mwah, au revoir. Subscribe.